The Big Daddy G Show. The Big Daddy G Show.
Here's Yo Daddy.
Hats off to you, lady. Good job. We'll see you in the hereafter. Viva Austin, Texas!
It's the Big Daddy G Show. Big Daddy G Show. It's the Big Daddy G Show. Now type it in, take it in. Where do I begin? He's really funny and he's not really thin. It's the Big Daddy G Show. Big Daddy, Big Daddy. It's the Big Daddy G Show.
Dude, you gotta try the queso with the taco meat, man. It's delicious.
Really? That's a book on how to make Mexican martinis. I've got the recipe right here. Y'all try that. Share it.
The Big Daddy G Show. The Big Daddy G Show. The Big Daddy G Show. Daddy's home.
Here's Yo Daddy.
Thank you for the extra tequila, whoever put this in. Whew. I'm going out later. We on? We're on? Hi kids, welcome to the Big Daddy G Show. I'm sorry, I didn't know we were on. Today is the last show of the season. Of our season, which means that next week, cross your fingers, we will have a new intro for you, and it won't be as long. If you'll notice, this particular intro was exactly 4:20, 4 minutes and 20 seconds. But the next intro probably won't be as long because Tay-Tay complained about it. So, which I don't see Tay-Tay here tonight. She's probably out partying without me. But anyway, I'm so glad you're here. What we're going to do tonight is we don't have a band or anything, but we're going to show you clips of the best of last season. Now, we weren't able to get all the clips that we wanted in because there were so many, you know. I think we've got almost 190 episodes done so far. So we're going to, we put together some clips that we think you really, really will enjoy. And I hope you hang out with us for a little bit. There's just a few things that I wanted to talk to you guys about tonight, and then we're going to go to a clip or a commercial or something. I'm not sure. I'm sure I will be told. The first thing I wanted to talk to you guys about, today I went out riding on my motorcycle. But wait a minute, I forgot something. I'm supposed to do something for a little guy that I met at Lake Creek 7 Theater in Austin, Texas. His name is Kenny. And Kenny was there watching movies with his mom and his sister, I believe. And I told Kenny that I would do this for him. You ready, Kenny? This is for you. How's that? All right. So I got that done. That's called a dab, in case you guys don't know. I actually have no idea what that means, but I told him that I would do that for him because he was doing it there at the theater. So that was for you, Kenny. All right. So the first thing I want to talk to you guys about is motorcycles. Today I was out riding my motorcycle and I kind of wore myself out and wore myself out, you know, with the heat and stuff like that. Now yesterday I went out and did some day drinking, which I don't do very often, but I went to a restaurant called El Rincon restaurant in Pflugerville. And it's E-L space R-I-N-C-O, El Rincon. And the waitress, I had a margarita about this size, and then she brought me another one, and after we were done drinking, I had a driver, so I didn't have to drive, of course, but I was having a hard time getting to the car. And then come to find out, the waitress was putting a little Everclear in the margaritas. So I want to say thank you so much to that waitress. It was awesome experience. I had a great time, man. But anyway, I'm still kind of feeling the effects. I was talking to Graham earlier, and Graham says, well, you know, the last time I had that stuff, I was 16 or something like that. And I was like, well, you know, that's about the last time I had it was when I was 16 or 19 or something like that. And that's the people that, you know, well, of course, back then you could drink, you know, at that age. But so anyway, thank you very much, El Rincon, for an awesome time. I had a great time, great food, really good service, and had a great time. So anyway, okay, so a couple of things, motorcycles. I was riding my motorcycle. Please be careful and watch out for motorcycle riders. A couple of things I wanted to bring up, and I'm going to see if I can get a picture. As somebody that I used to be in love with, and I still am kind of in love with, her name was Doris Day. And Doris Day, I got a little picture, if you guys can do a little zoom in. Doris Day passed away yesterday of pneumonia, from what I understand. She was I believe that Taryn's telling me to go this way. I believe she was 90, she was in her 90s, almost 100. And she was just an awesome lady. Another person that passed away was Tim Conway. Can we do this one, Taryn? Tim Conway passed away today. He died of water in the brain, is what they're saying. So anyway, please say a prayer for them, if you pray. And if you don't, then don't. So anyway, we'll be right back. Stay tuned.
Take a sip, take a rip. Once you live, just double click. the Big Daddy G Show. Big Daddy G Show. It's the Big Daddy G Show. Now type it in, take it in. Where do I begin? He's really funny and he's not really thin. It's the Big Daddy G Show. Big Daddy, Big Daddy. It's the Big Daddy G Show.
Grant, you're killing me. Okay. All right, here we go, kids. We're back. So, what we like to do on the show, and I'm sure if you're a regular watcher, you know what I'm talking about. What we like to do on the show is we like to showcase talent. So, what we do here is we go and we find talent, and then we invite them to come on the show so that you guys could enjoy them. Sometimes the talent is 40 years old. Sometimes the talent is 60 years old. Sometimes the talent, I don't remember how old Mr. Brown was, but I think he's in his 90s. So sometimes we have young talent, 17. So we have Angelina Rose for you. And you guys are really gonna like her. So watch this.
This next song is an original called Was It Worth It? Saw you running through a just a big waste of time. No. Now I'm left broken and my heart left on fire. 'Cause you just sit in my mind. No. You tore me apart and now I'm hurting. Whoa, you tore me apart. Was it worth it? You tore me apart and now I'm hurting. Whoa, you tore me apart. Was it worth it? I saw you walking through time. You're gonna pay for what's mine. No. Now I'm holding back what's inside. It was the last time you cried. No. You tore me apart and now I'm hurting. Whoa, you tore me apart. Was it worth it? You tore me apart and now I'm hurting. Whoa, you tore me apart. Was it worth it? Thank you, everybody. I'm Angelina Rose.
I'm gonna borrow this mic. Where are we at? What camera are we on? I don't see a camera. Oh, hi, Savvy. Sorry. Well, kids, I told you she was awesome. I do not say the word wow very often, so I'm saying it now. Wow. Keep an eye open for this girl. She's awesome, dude.
Well,
She's
thank you.
awesome. And remember, if she can do it, you can do it. So I can't see the clock, so I don't know how much time we have, but I'm gonna take a drink anyway. Wasn't that awesome? Angelina Rose, dude, I'm telling you, if there are managers or people out there with any kind of brain, you need to get that girl signed and get her touring. She is so awesome. But wait, there's more. The next person we're going to show you is a young lady by the name of Maddie Meeks. And she's just awesome also. And you guys, you know, you can look them up, Google them, and become fans because I'm a big fan of them. So next we're going to show you Maddie Meeks, and we'll be right back.
This next one's a song called Broken Telephone, and I wrote it about sudden loss and the inability to say goodbye. Call me from the broken telephone. I'll tell you when I'm home so no one picks up but me. I heard it, I heard the dial tone. Didn't know that you were gone, you called me in my sleep. So no one picked up but me. I won't tell you I'm not used to call on. You say that it's gone. Stay a little longer. Let me wonder what could have become of us. Pace yourself in hunger. I'm not your lover. Our love had turned to dust. But what could have become of us? And I won't tell you I'm not alone. Tell me, where is that broken telephone we used to call on? You say that it's gone. Repeat last words softly, so that they haunt me. I never heard what you said, and now you're dead, and now you're. I won't tell you I'm not alone. Tell me, where is that broken telephone we used to call on? You say that it's gone now.
Hi kids, we're back. I wasn't kidding. I want to take a second here. I hadn't planned this until right now, but I want to take a second here and thank Austin Film Society and Doug Gray and Graham for getting me a new lav. Here it is right here on my chain. Thank you for getting us those. They work awesome, and I won't have a problem anymore. So, okay, thank you very much. So the next person we're going to show you is a crazy woman that I love. Her name is Miss Mac, and she runs a band called Miss Mac and the Daddies. And if you didn't get to see her on the show, dude, she is awesome, man. She will brighten up your day when it's dark. I'm telling you, if this woman could cook, I'd have a wedding ring on right now. So next, Miss Mac and the Daddies. So stay tuned. You're gonna love her.
I got this one daddy, he only call it at night. My only issue with that is he ain't treating me right. You see, whenever I call him, he doesn't answer his phone. I got a sneaking suspicion it's 'cause he ain't alone. Guess I got daddy issues. other daddy. He's got the world's sweetest eyes. Oh yeah, my only problem with that, he's always telling me lies. You see, 'cause when he looks at me, I just melt in his hands. I lose all my senses and go changing my plans. Yes, I got daddy issues. Take him to the bridge. I got this other daddy, always just my type. 'Cause he's short, dark, oh, and he's so kind of fine. And let me tell you, I love him. He's a whole lot of fun. And since I'm so choosy, honey, he is the one. Ain't got no daddy issues. Ain't got no daddy issues. No more. Ain't got no daddy issues. Ain't got no daddy issues. Oh, I don't have them no more.
I can't remember the name. Are we back? Kids, we're back. Don't you just love her? I love her. I'm telling you, if she could cook, I'd be wearing a wedding ring right now. Okay, so the next person we're going to introduce to you guys, or the next band, you gotta have some Latino in the whole thing, you know? So you gotta mix that Latino in there because it makes it all taste better. All right, so the next group is called Slowly Grace, and the people in the group is Mari, Bobby Solis, Victor Solis, Daniel Racer, and Mike Barfield. And you're gonna love these guys. So watch.
This is off our newest album. It's called Living in the Now.
We're going to do one more. It is off of our first album, and we hope you enjoy it. It's a dancer, so if you want to dance. Yes. We're Slowly Grace. We're here from Austin, Texas. Thanks for asking. Let's see. Oh, you can go to slowlygrace.com. That's our electronic press kit. It's wonderful.
You said it right. Facebook, too.
I said, I wanna taste sweet. Wanna begin again. Here we go. Don't fret, my friend. Let's create. Oh, let's create. Let's promise right here, right now. Right here, right now. Right here, right now.
We're back. Okay, kids, we're back. Okay, so next we're going to have Mr. Mike Blizzard. And Mike did a movie here in Austin where he took a combination of all the movies, or not all the movies, but a lot of movies that were filmed in the Austin area, and put it all together, him and Laura. Did I say her name right? Laura? Laura? No. Mike Blizzard's assistant, Laura, yeah. Dude, she's so beautiful, and she loves to do film. You can't get better than that. So, we're going to introduce you to Mr. Mike Blizzard. So, here we go, Mr. Mike Blizzard. Ba-da! You're gonna love this.
I got a phone call one day saying, I'm coming to town, I'd love to hang out with you. And it was Jonathan, would you like to see some Austin films? He said, sure.
It had this magnetic effect for a lot of young filmmakers, that realization that you can make a film locally with not a lot of money.
That was the trajectory. You made something local because you wanted to be in Hollywood.
Rick wanted to just keep making his movies here, and I wanted to keep making my movies here, no matter what they were.
We had the locations all within an easy drive. Come back into town at night and party and have a good meal, and go back out and shoot the next day.
It's not LA and New York, because it's not set there. I remember, like, I want to be in Austin.
Write what we live, and we live what we write. Is that wrong?
It was weird growing up here and then trying to shoot a movie here because all of my friends were extras and they were all watching.
And I think that's what I love about Austin, is just the people and the energy. And people work to live here, they don't live here to work.
I think they're each tremendously enjoyable. You can see the collective passion for cinema just oozing out of these films.
It's fun to just shoot in your backyard.
Okay, so now I want to introduce you to Mr. Mike Blizzard. So, come on in, Mike. How you doing, bud?
Well,
Look at how comfortable you look.
got my Big Daddy G type shirt on.
Nice. I think Tyrone's in the control room dancing or something.
Yeah.
So, so what did you think of the Mexican martinis, first of all?
It's awesome.
Nice.
Great
nice.
way to start the show.
Nice.
You know?
Exactly. Well, it takes the edge off, you know? Yeah. And he looks like he's had the edge taken off a few times. Over and over and over again. So look, it's empty, look. So look, Mike's here. That's how I know Mike's here. But no. There's actually there's another thermos. I'm picking out a thermos for you. There's another thermos full of medicine that we can partake with after the show. I know Sabby was all excited about it. So, but I do want to say one thing. I know I brought you in, but I want to say thank you to Lucas, who's a new crew member tonight, starting with us tonight. So thank you, Lucas. I don't know what Lucas' last name. What's your last name? Wanted? Lucas Wanted by the APD or something like that. Okay, well, thank you very much, Lucas. So, all right, Mr. Mike, tell us where you're from.
First, I want to say that
Okay.
Trevor Garza cut that awesome trailer.
Oh,
And
nice.
Trevor, we met because he was an intern
Okay.
at AFS.
Nice.
Which so many people came to this film first being interns
Yeah.
at AFS. So I just wanted to give him credit before I forgot. But then your question was, I was born in Philadelphia.
Nice.
But we moved to Texas when I was very young. We moved to Plano, Texas.
Yeah, I know
outside
Plano.
of Dallas. And Plano at that time is now a big place, but at that time was very small. Our yard backed up to a cow pasture.
Nice.
We carved a baseball diamond. in
Yeah.
the cow
Well, now you know what I'm
pasture.
talking about when I was out hunting cow patties, right? Do you know what I'm talking
Exactly. Oh,
Look,
I
look,
totally
look,
know
look.
what you're
The mushrooms are for cooking, Ma. Okay, they're for cooking. So,
And then we moved down. Okay.
I think he's from Plano. Aren't you from Plano, Grant?
Really?
Yeah, Grant's from Plano. There, you see? You're practically related.
Exactly.
So, all right, so after
And
Plano...
we moved to Clear Lake,
Okay,
which is
nice.
near NASA
Yeah.
in Houston.
Yeah.
And that's where I went to like junior high and high school. And then I came to Austin to go to the university,
Mhm.
and I just stayed.
Nice.
It became my adopted hometown.
Okay. And what did you study at UT?
I studied psychology.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, and I
Wow.
actually went into the PhD program
Yeah.
for experimental psychology and then left after
Right.
2 years. Yeah.
Well,
I
do
took
you-
a leave of absence, and they told me, no one ever comes back when they do this.
Yeah.
You're allowed to, though, for
Right.
2 years. And of course I didn't either.
Mm.
I got involved in local politics and
Mhm.
environmental politics in Austin.
Yeah.
But I always wanted to come back to film. I took RTF classes at UT.
Nice.
I thought about becoming an RTF major,
Mhm.
and I always had these ideas for films in my head.
Yeah.
And so later, after doing political stuff for a while, I thought, if I don't do this now, I'll regret it.
Yep,
you know?
exactly.
And so I started getting more involved in that stuff.
Nice.
Yeah.
Well, this is the guy that you want to meet in Austin. I'm sure you need interns. I'm sure, this is one of the guys that you need to meet. And you can't do it by living in some little town, you gotta get to Austin. But don't come with no money. You gotta show up with some cash, because, yeah, Austin's expensive, but so is every place else just about.
It's like when I was
Yeah.
young, people would go to Manhattan,
Mhm.
and you'd I'm living in someone's closet.
Yeah.
And we're at 5 people in an apartment. That's
Yeah.
how people are living in Austin
Exactly.
today. It's very different than when I, was here.
Yeah.
When I was going to college and stuff, it was a very cheap place to live, and
Yeah.
that was part of its appeal. But there's still an essence of Austin
Mhm.
that I think hasn't really changed.
Yeah.
Even while a lot of things about it have changed,
Yeah.
there's still some spark or some cultural thing that draws people.
Right.
Draws creative people for sure.
Yep. Well, they say that Austin's built on a bed of crystals or something like that, and that's so that's makes it I don't know, some kind of energy. It gives off good energy. So if you're not a good person, don't come to Austin, okay? Because we've got some here already we're trying to get rid of. So don't come to Austin if you're not good. If you're not a good person. Anyway, traffic is terrible here, dude.
Yeah,
Traffic. I
don't
don't care about toll roads and all that stuff. I'm telling you, traffic is terrible in Austin. So learn to walk. So tell me a little bit about how you got started in doing this film. I mean, what made you go, I want to do this?
I was I had just joined the board of the Austin Film Society,
Mhm.
and I went to a screening of Roadie,
Yeah.
which is featured in the film, and it stars Meatloaf.
Mm-hmm.
And that year, one of the honorees at the Texas Film Awards was Meatloaf. And so
Nice.
my joke is it was a slow year.
Mm-hmm.
But nothing against Meatloaf. I mean, he
Yeah.
should probably be in there just for, But anyway, he's in this movie Roadie.
Yeah.
And so there's all these great. Roadie, as Lewis Black says in the movie, is a failure. But Roadie is also interesting.
Mhm.
And one of the things it documents is this movement of Austin at that time, from sort of the cosmic cowboy movement to punks.
Yeah.
And so both of that is portrayed in the film. But then there's also, in the middle of the night, there's a great chase scene throughout downtown Austin. And they probably didn't even have to get permits for this because no one was
Well, you don't get permits
driving
unless you
around
get caught,
downtown
yeah.
Austin at that time, you know. So they, and I'm watching it with this audience of people, you know, today, and you could just feel the audience wanting to press pause.
Yeah.
You know, like to see what was there at the time.
Yeah.
And I walked out of that screening and I thought, wow, there's been all these movies made in Austin.
Yeah.
What if you strung together scenes from these films to just show the dramatic change, for instance, in downtown?
Yeah.
You know, it was very much at
crazy,
the beginning a like the structural change of Austin, the architectural change.
Right.
You know, and so that was the initial idea, and started talking to people. Charlie Nafis turned me on to Los Angeles Plays Itself, which is a movie that was made about movies filmed in Los Angeles and how the image of Los Angeles had been distorted over time, and it had a much more cultural basis. And then once Laura and I started watching these movies, we realized there was something much deeper going on than just that the city was bigger, that it had changed, you know, dramatically in its height or its density over time. There's certain constants in these movies of Austin culture, and so started to realize there was something more rich there than just like an experimental film that showed, you know, these structural changes in the city.
Right, right. So, how did you make it? I mean, did you just go, oh, let me just write a check right here for, you know, or did you get help from anybody?
Yeah, I mean, part of it was self-funded, and I was lucky enough to have some clients from political and PR consulting that were still paying me to give them advice, and so I was able to funnel some of that money into it, but then we were also able to get contributions from various Austin people. We were fiscally sponsored by the Austin Film Society, and so that allows people to get and I highly recommend this for people, by the way, with short films or films that they don't think necessarily will have a big commercial upside, that you can become fiscally sponsored, and that gives you much more access to grants, and also people can get a charitable donation, or charitable tax benefit from contributing to the film. And so we were able to cobble together the money for that. And also, like Laura was saying, like the great thing about documentaries is you can shoot them as you go. That's sort of the negative as well. Like sometimes they go on too long.
Right, right.
But if you compare it to a narrative film, I mean, you know, from the time someone has an idea, they don't have to write it. They have to get people attached to it or whatever. So I think sometimes documentaries get this rep as like taking a long time, but any movie takes a long time.
Exactly. But it's worth it, dude. It's worth it. It's worth all the hard work. And it's worth. I'm gonna pitch my. I've been in 158 films, either as a director, producer, or executive producer, director, or an actor, and 8 commercials. And I've done that in 13 years. So, nice. I've done so many student films, I don't ever want to see another student again. But that's how you learn, you know, that's how you learn to do stuff. And then here we are now. So, ta-da. I'll tell you about it in a second. We're back. All right, kids, we're back. That was Mike Blizzard and Laura and Allison, is it McCord, Tyrone? I think her last name was McCord, Allison McCord. And dude, Allison is, Allison, you're just too classy for our show, dude. You're such an awesome lady, but you're just class, you know? So you coming in here, you know, is like if I were to walk into the W Hotel or something, you know, like the opposite. So you're just way too classy for our show, but thank you so much for coming. We loved having you. So today I went to HEB, but please watch out for motorcycle riders. I almost got hit by a guy today driving like this. Okay, so please, the guy went past the stop sign and went halfway into the lane that I was traveling into, or that I was traveling on. And luckily he stopped and I was able to swerve around him, but please watch out for motorcycle riders. That's why we have loud pipes, because loud pipes save lives. So please don't text if you're driving. There's no reason. Put your phone in the glove box. There's no reason for you to be messing with your phone when you're driving. So please. Okay. So the last thing I want to talk to you guys about was, first of all, we had a great time this season. Like I said, we've had 180 something episodes under our belts now, almost 190 episodes. But I met these two guys today at HEB, and they were talking about the shot to the heart. They wanted me to give them the recipe, which is this recipe that I take that has lowered my blood pressure like crazy. And it also helps you lose weight, even if you don't want to. So I'm going to tell you the ingredients. I actually wrote them down because I don't remember them that well. And no, I can't find it. So it's going to be a cup of everything except for one ingredient. So you're going to have to get a cup of garlic liquid or juice or whatever, garlic. What I do is I have a juicer, and I take the garlic, and it takes a lot of garlic to make a cup. So you take a bunch of garlic, you peel it, you put that bad boy in the juicer, you get yourself a cup of garlic, and you put this in a medium-sized saucepan. Please write this down. If you know of anybody that's overweight, has high blood pressure, so it's 1 cup of garlic juice, 1 cup of apple cider vinegar, 1 cup of lemon juice, 1 cup of ginger, and 2 cups of honey. You warm it up, bam. That's it. So we're out. We'll see you next season.
Hi-ho, what do you know? The Big Daddy G Show.
That's it.
The Big Daddy G Show. The Big Daddy G Show. Hi-ho, what do you know? The Big Daddy G Show. The Big Daddy G Show. The Big Daddy G Show. Hi-ho, what do you know? The Big Daddy G Show. The Big Daddy G Show. The Big Daddy G Show.
Here's your daddy.